Tonight is Sunday, and I always cook dinner for my daughter and her husband on Sundays. Tonight we're doing garlic butter steak bites and fried potatoes, smothered green beans, and homemade biscuits. I am wearing this cheesy little microphone because I have been made aware that my videos suck. The light is not on me. Cool. Let's see if that's better. Because I've been made aware that my videos suck, so hopefully this helps. And also, if you see little water spots all over my pants, it is because I had to run out in the rain. I didn't pee myself, although that has happened before. Start by peeling 5 potatoes for our fried potatoes. My potatoes are all diced, and so I'm going to get a cast iron heated up, and then I'm going to put a stick of butter and a scoop of bacon grease in there. I'm going to prep my steak and get it kind of marinating. I like sirloin steak. Honestly, I'll get whatever is on sale. I'm going to dice these up into bite-sized pieces. Any gristle that I feel, I'm just going to cut out because we do not do that in this house. That's disgusting. So our steak is diced up, and this is how it looks. Little pieces. I like it really small. I'm going to put oil and seasonings in it and let it sit until I'm ready to cook it. This is what I'm going to use. You use whatever you have. Do not go to the store and buy ingredients for this recipe. Use what's in your kitchen. It'll be good. What I have here is avocado oil, but you can use olive oil or vegetable oil or butter, whatever you have. And I'm just going to get it nice and coated. And these are the seasonings I use for almost everything. Tony's Creole, garlic powder, Kinder's The Blend. This is so good if you haven't tried it. We love it on burgers, and onion powder. And salt and pepper. I'm just going to get a spoon and mix it up. My cast iron pan is hot, so the first thing that I'm going to do is drop a stick of butter in there. This bacon grease container that I got on TikTok shop, it is amazing. Butter is melted, so let's drop our potatoes in, get them seasoned, and then we're going to let them sit. This is 6 potatoes. If you cook any more, they're not going to cook very good because we're just doing onion powder, garlic powder, Tony's Creole, salt and pepper. Now, this is where I need you to listen closely. Put a lid on this. Step away. Do not touch them. Do not look at them. Do not think about them for at least 10 minutes, probably 15. So what I'm going to do is set a timer. 13 minutes. I'm not going to touch these. Even if I'm tempted because I hear them sizzling, I am not going to touch them. They need to be brown and crispy on the bottom, and that's how they unstick themselves. If you stir it too soon, they're going to be mushy and they're not going to be good. Just leave them alone. Our potatoes are frying. We're going to get our green beans started. This recipe is from Kelly Cooks Texas. She's amazing. This recipe is amazing. I cook them like 3 or 4 times a week. It's such an elevated green bean recipe that's so easy. It will blow your mind. My husband loves them. All you need is a can of green beans, cornstarch. Let me put you onto these green beans. So if you have never heard of them, these are Allen's. I learned about these in the last year. I randomly bought them and oh my gosh, they are amazing. I'll never buy any other green beans. Like, you can eat them right out of the can, and I do eat them right out of the can. Oh, good. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to get a pan. Doesn't have to be a cast iron. I just like cast iron. You're going to heat it up. Bacon grease or butter in your pan because we're going to kind of fry these green beans until they get charred on the outside. So I'm using bacon grease, about a tablespoon. You're going to take the green beans and you're going to pour the juice into a cup. That juice is what we're going to make the gravy out of, and that's why they're called smothered green beans, because they are in gravy. That's what smothered means. And then just pour your green beans in there. And these are already seasoned. I don't do anything to them because they are so good already. But if you have regular green beans, I would just put salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder in them. Now we're just going to fry these green beans for about 5 to 7 minutes until they're a little bit brown on the edges. Let's go ahead and make our gravy for the green beans because they are almost done. I would also like to publicly acknowledge that I do look like a crackhead today. It's raining outside. It's dreary. We've been trapped inside with 2 toddlers. They've been fighting. They have been wild, and they are currently getting screen time and chilling for the first time all day. So Mama's been on the struggle bus, but we're going to survive. We're going to make it through. I know this is a short season, and I will miss it, as they say. I have a 23-year-old, so I know time flies. I just mixed 2 big spoons of cornstarch, and we will pour this in our green beans when they're ready and just cook them on low until they get nice and thick. My timer just went off, so we're going to check our potatoes. I'm going to set the timer for 15 more minutes and leave them on. I'm going to pour my gravy in the green beans. They probably could be a little more charred, but I am impatient. So just pour enough that it kind of covers the bottom, and then let that sit and simmer until it gets thick. Beans are ready. They look great. I'm going to turn them off, and I might reheat them later because I still have to make the steak, but they look perfect. Time to check our potatoes. Perfect. So all of my food is almost done. I'm going to get my biscuits started, and then while my biscuits are cooking, we'll cook the steak. This recipe is from the original manual of my stove. I have this recipe memorized because it is so good. 2 cups of white lily self-rising flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and then we're going to have 1/4 teaspoon of Crisco or butter. I'm using Crisco because it's just easier to work with. You're going to sift all of your dry ingredients together. Last time I posted this recipe, a lot of people were concerned that I was using self-rising flour with baking powder, and they asked me why I did that, and the answer is I don't know, because they taste good. They're really fluffy, and this is how I like to make them. Then we're going to add our Crisco, and I'm going to cut the Crisco in, which just means you mix it all together really well until it's crumbly. My Crisco is all cut into my flour. It looks really crumbly and perfect. And now I'm going to add 1 cup of buttermilk. Stir that gently. We don't want to stir too much or our biscuits will be flat. I'm going to put some flour on a surface. Roll out the biscuit dough onto our floured surface. Flour on top. Fold it over a few times. That's how you make your layers. Fold it over and just sprinkle flour as you go if it feels too sticky. Once you've folded it over a few times, you're just going to flatten it out to about a 1/2 inch thick. Dip it in flour just so it doesn't stick. And then you're going to cut these out. And I'm making a huge mess. And then I have a cast iron that's already greased. And I'm just going to drop them in my cast iron. So everything's almost done, and we are going to throw our steak on. I have my cast iron preheated. I'm going to put some avocado oil on the surface. These potatoes are looking perfect. This steak only needs to be cooked for about 5 minutes because it's so small. When the steak is just about done, I'm going to put some jarred garlic. If you have fresh garlic, feel free to use that, but I don't. This is what we're using. I do have a stick of butter. Steak bites are almost done, so I'm going to go ahead and add the potatoes in with it. For the biscuits, I learned this tip from Amanda Lee, and it's freaking genius. You take a colander so your biscuits can sweat and the steam can escape. Put a rag in there and put your biscuits in there, and then you can cover them up with the rag. And that'll keep them warm, but they won't get soggy. And it looks cute. For dinner tonight, we have butter garlic steak with fried potatoes, homemade biscuits, and these look so good. I'm really proud of them. And smothered green beans. These look pretty good too.